The movie begins with Andy, his wife, and their little daughter, traveling on a boat. They've been on the water for several days, trying to survive a world overrun by zombies. Andy's only goal is to take his family to a safe place where they can live without fear. One day, Andy spots two kids playing by the riverside. Overjoyed at the sight of other survivors, he steps out of the boat to talk to them. But their father, wary of strangers, threatens Andy with a gun, signaling him to stay away. Understanding the danger, Andy moves on with his boat. That night, Andy's wife reveals a worrying truth. They only have enough food left for 3 days. She urges Andy to go ashore and find supplies, but he's hesitant, fearing what dangers lie beyond the riverbanks. The next morning, Andy notices an overturned boat. He rows over with a small dinghy to investigate and finds a stash of food inside, enough to last a week. Delighted, he brings as much as he can back to his family. His wife is overjoyed, and for the first time in days, hope returns. Exhausted, Andy lies down to rest, while his wife decides to retrieve more food. But inside the boat, she hears strange noises. Before she can escape, something pulls her in. The next morning, Andy wakes up to bloodstains on the boat's floor. He follows the trail to the bathroom and finds his wife severely wounded. She has been bitten by a zombie. Knowing she'll turn in 48 hours, she begs Andy to take their daughter and leave her. But Andy promises to get her to a hospital, convinced he can save her. He sets a 48-hour timer on her watch, and the family leaves the boat, heading toward the city. On the way, Andy finds a car, but it's out of fuel. As he fills it, a zombie spots them and charges. Just in time, Andy starts the car and escapes. However, another zombie suddenly appears on the road, and to avoid hitting it, Andy crashes the car into a tree. He loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he sees his wife has already turned into a zombie. Before he can react, she bites him. Andy manages to escape with his daughter, but now he knows. He's infected too. With only hours left before he turns, he considers ending his life. But the thought of leaving his daughter alone stops him. He decides to find a safe place for her before it's too late. Andy resets the timer on his wife's watch and starts walking. Eventually, he runs into the same zombie who caused his car accident. Just as he's about to kill it, a girl named Thumi intervenes. The zombie is her father. Andy spares him, and Thumi distracts the zombie by cutting her hand, leading it away. Later, Andy and his daughter reach a small settlement and meet a kind schoolteacher. Even after discovering Andy has been bitten, she cares for him and his daughter. Andy plans to leave his daughter with the teacher, believing it's the safest place for her. But then he learns the teacher is terminally ill with cancer. Left with no choice, he moves on. Meanwhile, Thumi's mother, a fierce warrior, is hunting down zombies with her tribe. She's also searching for Thumi, who has disappeared. Thumi, however, is hiding her father in a pit, unwilling to let her tribe kill him. One night, Andy collapses as the infection worsens. When he checks the timer, only 32 hours remain. He continues his search for safety. On the way, a man with his leg trapped fires a gun. Andy thinks he's under attack, but realizes the man was actually shooting at a zombie, sneaking up behind him. Andy rescues the man and is taken to his farmhouse. There, he meets the man's much younger wife and becomes suspicious. His doubts grow when he sees human prisoners locked in cages, including Thumi and an old man. The farmer uses people as bait to hunt zombies. Disgusted, Andy says nothing and returns to the house, where his daughter is happily playing with the woman. But the woman confesses the truth. The old man isn't her husband. He killed her real husband and keeps her captive. As they speak, the man overhears and locks Andy and Thumi in the cage. Thinking only of his daughter, Andy devises a plan with Thumi. They tie meat to a rope and throw it out of the cage. As the zombies pull on it, the door opens. They escape, rescue the captive woman, and flee. The man wakes and shoots at them, but the woman sacrifices herself to save Andy and Thumi. Later, Andy explains to Thumi that her father, now a zombie, can never return to normal. She agrees to visit him one last time, only to find he's been killed and buried by her tribe. Heartbroken, she breaks down. Andy's condition worsens. With little time left, he decides to return to the Riverside family he saw earlier, hoping they can raise his daughter. Thumi guides him through a shortcut. When they arrive, Andy learns the father of the Riverside family is also infected, something even his own family doesn't know. The man offers Andy a gun with 6 bullets, 3 for his own family, 1 for himself, and 2 for Andy and his daughter. Refusing the offer, Andy leaves. Moments later, he hears gunshots and realizes the man carried out his grim plan. As time runs out, Andy prepares to end his own life, but Thumi suggests he bring his daughter to her tribe, where she will be safe. Andy agrees, but on the way, the infection fully takes over. As a last resort, Andy ties a piece of meat to a stick and gives it to Thumi. She rides on his back, holding the stick in front of him. Driven by instinct, Andy, now a zombie, follows the meat. When the tribe sees him approach, they ready their weapons. But Thumi's mother notices her daughter riding on Andy's back and halts them. Andy reaches them, now fully turned, and gestures for them to take his daughter. As they do, they end his suffering. The final scene shows the tribe lifting the child and seeing the words, "Thank you," written on her belly. A final message from a father who gave everything to protect his daughter.